Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly attract success, happiness, and abundance into their lives while others struggle despite their best efforts? Maybe you've heard whispers of something called the law of attraction and thought it sounded like a mystical secret reserved for self-help gurus or overly optimistic dreamers. Well, I'm here to break it down for you in a way that's simple, relatable, and grounded, yet still fascinating. By the end of this, you'll not only understand what the law of attraction is, but also how it might already be working in your life, whether you realize it or not, and how you can harness it to create real change. Let's dive in. At its core, the law of attraction is a concept that suggests like attracts like. In other words, the energy you put out into the world through your thoughts, feelings, and actions comes back to you in the form of experiences, opportunities, and even people. It's often summarized as, what you focus on, you attract. If you're constantly thinking about positivity, abundance, and success, you're more likely to draw those things into your life. On the flip side, if you're stuck in a cycle of negativity, fear, or doubt, you might find more of that showing up instead. Now, before you roll your eyes and think this sounds like wishful thinking or some kind of cosmic vending machine, let's unpack it step by step. The law of attraction isn't about snapping your fingers and instantly getting $1 million, though wouldn't that be nice? It's more like planting a seed in a garden. You nurture it with the right conditions, sunlight, water, and care, and over time, it grows into something real. This idea isn't new. It's been around for centuries, popping up in ancient philosophies, spiritual teachings, and even modern psychology. But it really took off in the mainstream, thanks to books like The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, which brought the law of attraction to millions of readers in 2006. Since then, it's sparked debates, inspired countless success stories, and left people wondering, does this stuff actually work? Spoiler alert, there's more to it than just thinking happy thoughts. Let's explore how it works, why it makes sense, and how you can start using it in your own life. You might be thinking, this sounds like woo-woo nonsense. Where's the proof? Fair question. While the law of attraction isn't a scientific law like gravity, you won't find it in a physics textbook, there are some pretty compelling connections to psychology, neuroscience, and even quantum physics that help explain why it might hold water. First, let's talk about your brain. Ever heard of the reticular activating system, RAS? It's this little bundle of nerves in your brainstem that acts like a filter for the flood of information you encounter every day. Imagine you're walking through a busy city, cars honking, people talking, signs flashing. Your brain can't process everything, so the RAS decides what's important based on what you're focused on. Here's a fun example. Have you ever bought a new car and suddenly started seeing that same car everywhere? That's your RAS at work. It's not that there are suddenly more of those cars. It's that your brain is now tuned to notice them. The law of attraction ties into this. When you focus on something, like a goal, a dream, or even a fear, your RAS kicks in and starts highlighting opportunities, people, or situations related to that focus. If you're obsessed with landing a new job, you might suddenly notice job postings, overhear a conversation about an opening, or bump into someone who knows someone. It's not magic. It's your brain aligning with your attention. Then there's the power of emotions. Positive psychology shows that when you feel good, grateful, excited, hopeful, your brain releases chemicals like dopamine and serotonin. These not only make you feel better, but also sharpen your problem-solving skills, boost creativity, and make you more open to taking risks. On the flip side, negativity, stress, anxiety, anger, triggers cortisol, which can cloud your thinking and keep you stuck. So, when the law of attraction says, feel good to attract good, it's partly about getting your brain into a state where you're primed to see and seize opportunities. And if you want to get a little wild, some folks point to quantum physics. They argue that everything in the universe, including your thoughts, is energy vibrating at different frequencies. In quantum theory, observing something can influence its behavior. Think of the famous double-slit experiment. Could your thoughts, as energy, subtly shape the world around you? Scientists aren't ready to stamp law of attraction on this, but it's an intriguing idea that keeps the conversation alive. Okay, so the theory sounds cool, but what does it look like in practice? Let's break it down into 3 key steps that people who swear by the law of attraction use. Ask, believe, receive. Don't worry, I'll explain each one with examples so it's crystal clear. This is about getting clear on what you want. It's like placing an order with the universe, or your brain's RAS, if you prefer the science angle. The trick is to be specific, but not obsessive. For example, instead of vaguely thinking, I want to be happy, you might say, I want a job I love that pays me well and gives me freedom. The more vivid the picture, the better. Let's say Sarah, a 30-year-old graphic designer, is tired of her dead-end job. She sits down and writes, I want to work freelance, earn $5,000 a month, and have clients who value my creativity. That's her ask. She's not just wishing, she's setting a target. Here's where it gets tricky. You have to feel like what you want is already yours, or at least possible. This isn't about faking it till you make it. It's about shifting your mindset so you're not sabotaging yourself with doubt. If Sarah keeps thinking, I'll never make it as a freelancer, her brain will focus on obstacles, not opportunities. But if she starts acting as if, maybe updating her portfolio, networking, or visualizing happy clients, she's aligning her energy and her RAS with success. This step often involves tools like visualization or affirmations. Sarah might close her eyes and imagine signing a big contract, feeling the excitement and pride. Or she might repeat, I'm a successful freelancer attracting amazing clients. The point? To train her mind to expect good things. This isn't just sitting back and waiting. It's about being open and taking action when opportunities show up. Sarah might get an email from a friend about a freelance gig. If she's in receive mode, she'll jump on it instead of hesitating. The law of attraction doesn't mean things fall into your lap without effort. It means your focus and belief make you more likely to spot and act on what's available. Over a few months, Sarah lands her first client, then another. She's not a millionaire yet, but she's on her way to that $5,000 a month goal. Was it magic, or was it her brain and actions aligning with her desire? You decide. The law of attraction has a massive fan base and plenty of skeptics. Let's look at both sides. People who love it often share jaw-dropping stories. Take Jim Carrey, the actor. In the 1990s, before he was famous, he wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, dated it for Thanksgiving 1995, and carried it in his wallet. He visualized success, worked hard, and by 1994 he landed Dumb and Dumber, earning, $10 million. Coincidence? Maybe. But fans say it's proof that belief plus action equals results. Others point to everyday wins, finding love, landing dream jobs, or even recovering from illness. They say it's empowering. It puts you in the driver's seat of your life instead of feeling like a victim of circumstance. Skeptics argue it's overhyped or even dangerous. They say it oversimplifies life's complexities. Can you really think away poverty, systemic issues, or bad luck? Some call it blaming the victim. If you're struggling, are you just not thinking positively enough? And where's the hard evidence? Without controlled studies, it's tough to prove. There's truth on both sides. The law of attraction isn't a cure-all, and it doesn't replace hard work or address every injustice. But as a mindset tool, it's got legs. Ready to give it a shot? You don't need a crystal ball or a guru, just a willingness to experiment. Here's a practical, no-nonsense guide to get started. Get clear on your goal. Write down one thing you want. Be specific. I want to lose weight becomes, I want to lose 15 pounds by July and feel strong and confident. Feel it now. Spend 5 minutes a day imagining it's already happened. Picture the details. What do you see, hear, feel? If it's that weight loss, imagine stepping on the scale, smiling at the number, feeling your clothes fit better. Let yourself grin. It's contagious to your brain. Shift your self-talk. Catch negative thoughts, I'll never do this, and flip them, I'm figuring it out. It's not about lying to yourself. It's about building momentum. Take tiny steps. Action is key. Want that weight loss? Start with a 10-minute walk or swap soda for water. Small wins build belief. Watch for signs. Notice what shows up. A friend mentioning a gym deal, a recipe video popping up online. Act on it. That's the receive part. Be patient. This isn't instant. Seeds take time to sprout. Trust the process. Still not sure? Here are a couple more stories to chew on. Oprah Winfrey. She's a big believer in the law of attraction, saying she visualized her role in the color purple before it happened. She didn't just wish, she prepared, auditioned, and stayed open to the opportunity. It worked. Everyday Joe. A guy named Mark wanted a new apartment. He pictured a sunny place with a balcony, felt the excitement, and started browsing listings. One day, a coworker casually mentioned a vacancy. Guess what? Sunny, with a balcony. Mark moved in a month later. These aren't miracles, they're focus meeting action. Before you dive in, watch out for these traps. Obsessing over how. You don't need to know every step, just the next one. Let the path unfold. Forcing positivity. If you're faking it and feeling worse, take a break. Authenticity matters. Ignoring action. Thinking alone won't cut it. The universe, or your brain, needs you to meet it halfway. So, does the law of attraction really work? Here's my take. It's not about bending the universe to your will. It's about bending yourself, your focus, your habits, your energy, toward what you want. Whether you see it as a spiritual law, a psychological hack, or a bit of both, the results can be real if you play it smart. Think of it like tuning a radio. Right now, you might be dialed into static, stress, doubt, chaos. The law of attraction is about twisting the knob to a clearer station, one where you hear opportunity, possibility, and hope. It's not foolproof, and it won't solve everything, but it's a tool, a darn good one if you use it right. So, what do you want to attract? Grab a pen, dream a little, and start experimenting. You might just surprise yourself with what tunes in. What do you think? Ready to give it a whirl?